In this media, you will learn how to prepare a T-joint in multi-stranded copper cables. Take 2 pieces of PVC sheathed copper cable of required lengths. Use one of the cables as a through cable and another as a tap cable. Mark the length from which the insulation has to be removed in both through cable and tap cable. Remove the insulation of through cable and tap cable in the marked portion using a knife as shown. Insert the tap cable in the middle opening of a through cable at right angles. Twist the strands of the tap cable in both sides of the through cable from the middle of the openings to form shoulders. Twist the remaining strands in the tap cable itself. While twisting, ensure that the conductors are tightly held together. Leave a gap of 10 mm (0.4 inches) between the insulation and the shoulders. Remove the excess length of strands and binding of the tap cable. Round off the ends using flat file to avoid sharp edges. Now, wrap the T-joint portion using electrical tape to insulate the portion. Thus, you have learnt about preparation of a T-joint in multi-stranded copper cables. In this media, you will learn how to make Western Union joint in bare copper conductors. Take 2 pieces of bare copper conductors of required length. Straighten the conductors and clean the conductor's surface using a soft brush. Place both the conductors in a hand vise. Bend one conductor about 110 mm (4.4 inches) from its right end to an angle of 45 degrees as shown. Similarly, bend another conductor about 110 mm (4.4 inches) from its left end to an angle of 45 degrees. Twist one conductor over the other conductor at one end as shown. Similarly, twist the one conductor over the other at other end also. Make a twist of 4 to 5 turns so the conductors are tightly held together. Remove the excess conductor using combination plier. Use a flat file to smooth the ends and avoid sharp edges. Thus, you have learned how to make a Western Union joint. In this exercise, you will learn how to make a Britannia straight joint in a solid copper conductor. Take 2 pieces of hard-drawn bare copper conductor. Bend 2 conductors at 20 mm or 0.8 inches from its end to angle of 90 degrees. Take a binding wire of required length and form a loop such that one end is longer than the other end. Take the longer end of the loop and wind the conductors starting from terminal 1 to terminal 2. Now, insert the free end inside the loop and pull the shorter end so that the free end goes inside the joint. Wrap the remaining portion of wire to finish the Britannia straight joint. In this media, you will learn how to prepare Britannia T-joint. Take 2 pieces of hard-drawn bare copper conductor of 40 cm or 16 inches. Straighten the conductors and clean the conductor's surface. Bend 2 ends of one conductor about 5 cm or 2 inches at its both ends. Take a binding wire of required length and form a loop such that one end is 250 mm or 10 inches longer than the other. Insert the binding wire loop in between the conductors. Take the longer end of the binding loop and wind the conductors starting from terminal 1 to terminal 2. After winding, insert the free end inside the loop. Pull the shorter end so that the free end goes inside the joint. Wrap the remaining portion of the wire as shown. Using a flat file, smooth the conductor ends to avoid sharp edges. Thus, you have learned how to prepare Britannia T-joint. A soldering iron with rating 40 watts and 240 volts is taken for soldering. Check for any corrosion or wear and tear in the soldering bit. If any damage is found, rectify it using sandpaper. Using cleaning pad, remove any dust on the soldering bit. Clean the copper joints to be soldered with sandpaper. Connect the soldering iron to the supply and turn on. Allow the soldering bit to heat up. Now, take the resin cord soldering lead as required for the particular work. Melt it on the joint using the soldering iron. Remove any excess lead on the joint while it is hot. Allow it to cool naturally. Check for glazy appearance on the soldered work to ensure proper soldering and good connection in the joints.